Hello, this is Amandine Mas, emotion coach. Welcome in this guided practice to transform your challenges and your relationships in your adult life by decoding your wound of abandonment that usually comes from childhood. If you carry an abandonment wound, it can be very painful for you to feel isolated and unprotected in an unknown or unsafe world. You have probably had the experience of abandoning your partner and maybe your project earlier than expected to avoid being abandoned. Or maybe you have experienced not to support anyone because no one supports you, or feeling like you're only receiving crumbs of sacrificing yourself or abandoning your dreams. That finally means abandoning yourself again and again. If this speaks to you, stay with me. I am like you, and like a large majority of people and of my clients, I have suffered from this feeling and this fear of being abandoned since childhood. It's the most common emotional wound, and yet for most of us, we suffer from it in silence because we are ashamed of it, and we can hide behind many social masks to hide this shame. I'm gonna talk about those masks a little further, but if we are here now together is to free ourselves from this fear, and we will first explore what actually is this fear of being abandoned. If you carry this painful feeling of being abandoned, the biggest fear is actually no longer being loved. It's being left alone. It's finding yourself isolated because the others have left. Because you think unconsciously that you have no value for them, which is a false belief, but which has built up until now. So this is your fear, hidden, perhaps unconscious, that we are going to release. But behind great fear, there are great needs, right? And if we are not fully aware of our great fears, we are rarely aware of our true needs. So behind this fear of being abandoned, your greatest need is the need of getting the attention of others, to feel special, to feel loved, the need to feel valued, supported, validated by others, by society, much more than you actually value or support yourself. Because once again, you feel you have no value for people, which is a false belief, but which has created social mask to adapt. And who says social mask says a whole set of adaptive behaviors, which are not you. So what is the main social mask of the abandonment wound? Your main social mask may be the mask of the codependent, whose main behavior is the search for permanent attention. Your codependent mask pushes you to seek the presence and above all the support of those around you. And when you wear this mask, it's getting more difficult for you to receive a refusal from someone or to say no to someone. You tend to get carried away when you meet someone, to go a little bit too far. You may tend to not listen to your needs and to quickly feel like a victim in a relationship that is going against you because you haven't asserted yourself, right? And sometimes it can be very brutal. It can catapult you out of your close relationships suddenly. It can be a shock. And this shock for your nervous system is abandonment. It's like you don't see things coming. Yet, looking back, you sometimes had to put yourself in trouble to attract attention to yourself, right? You sometimes had, for example, to play the role of the savior to receive this attention. You sometimes give of yourself, of your energy, and sometimes you forget yourself. You forget your needs along the way, and you lose your precious energy. You give it to others who sometimes don't ask for anything, but it's stronger than you. So in order to release this emotional burden, which has become too heavy for you after the years, I invite you now to meet this wounded part of you, which paralyzed by the idea of being abandoned and unsupported. So for that, I invite you to return to your body right now and to come down from your head to your toe and to feel this body where your fear of abandonment has lived for a long time, right? I invite you to focus your attention to the different areas of your body that activate and light up when you feel abandoned by someone. Do you feel those areas of your body? This anxious attachment, this stress, this sensation of maybe constriction or contraction. Can you feel all these years of fear, of abandonment repressed in your body and recorded in your nervous system? I invite you to descend into your body and to let yourself be carried by my voice. And go down into your body to the main area of your body that needs your attention the most right now when you think of a situation of potential abandonment. Go down into your body and to this area of your body that tenses when you think about a relationship that makes you feel insecure. Go down into your body to this first area that calls you now. There, yes. Focus on this area and place, if you feel like, place a hand on this area of your body, on this area that needs to be seen, heard, and supported. Okay? Very good. You can add some breath here. And if you feel like to, you can tell this part of your body that is scared of being abandoned. You can tell this part, I see you. I hear you. I'm here for you. Yeah, take your time, breathe comfortably, and feel the difference of sensations in this part of your body. What do you feel? there something changing? Feel the new sensations, welcome them, and sit with them. Very good. And then I'm gonna invite you to ask that part of your body that is regularly affected by the fear of abandonment. You can do the second part of this practice with or without a notebook. It's up to you. You can also pause the audio and repeat the audio whenever you want, okay? So I'm going to ask you a few questions and you can reply out loud or in your notebook. The first question is, in what situations do you feel this unpleasant feeling of being abandoned? Is it rather in your family life, personal life, or professional life? Just answer out loud in your head or in your notebook the different situations where this fear of being abandoned is activated. But also you can answer the question of what are the relational consequences in your adult life? The consequences in your relationships as an adult. Breathe and receive at your own pace. And the next question is, when in the past were you not valued by people or left aside? When in the past were you not valued or left aside? Take your time. Next question is, how can you describe your codependent mask or your love addict mask, which is the same? How can you describe your codependent or love addict mask? And what behaviors are connected to this social mask? What are your behaviors when you wear your codependent or love addict mask? And how can you gently change this mask and social behaviors? Because you cannot change the other people, but you can change the behaviors. So you can change this mask, this social mask or codependency. How can you detach yourself while still loving the people around you? Very good. The next question is, how can you give yourself more value, more self-esteem, more self-respect, more self-love? How can you give yourself more value, esteem, respect and love to yourself and to your purpose, your projects? How And the last question is, how can you respect your energy a little bit better instead of wasting it in your relationship? How can you respect your energy a little bit more instead of wasting it in your relationships? Okay, continue to answer those questions out loud or in your head or in your notebook. You can repeat this audio, and the more you practice this, the more you create space inside you to create what really matters for you outside of this fear of being abandoned. You will create more space actually to love yourself more unconditionally and to connect yourself with your best resources, your resources that are bigger than this stress of being abandoned. The more you practice, the more you will meet your needs without expecting other people to meet your needs. Okay? I invite you to take the time to integrate this new cause out of the fear of abandonment, right? And to feel slowly new sensations of security, of self-confidence, new sensation in your body as you detach yourself, as you feel more safe and you turn this fear into more wisdom. Okay. Thank you for your courage. I invite you now, if you want to go further to get more emotionally free in your body and in your relationship, I invite you to download for free my book, From Wounded to Empowered. It's a guide to live better with your emotions, your intuitions, and in your relationships. And I see you next time. Bye-bye.